It's a tough challenge for Liverpool today as they look to build on their first point of the season last week, and they meet the champions Chelsea. Gareth Taylor continues to try and rebuild Liverpool, but today they face Sonia Bonpastor's side, who are chasing yet another record. Chelsea haven't lost in their last 33 games in the Barclays Women's Super League since Liverpool beat them in May of 2024. And if they avoid defeat today, they will set another milestone for excellence. And the big games keep coming for Chelsea. And at the moment, they seem to be equal to every single challenge. It's a beautiful day in St Helens for another big game in the Barclays Women's Super League. Liverpool looking to pull themselves away from the bottom. Chelsea hoping to cut the gap at the top between themselves and Manchester City. And this week, of course, we've already seen the Manchester derby decisively won by City to open up that 4-point lead between themselves and Chelsea. It's a busy day in the WSL. London City Lionesses looking to continue their good form at Aston Villa. Brighton at home to Leicester. A big game towards the bottom as well between West Ham and Everton. And later on today, it is the North London derby, Tottenham against Arsenal. And this the current situation. Manchester City moving 4 points clear, but this effectively is Chelsea's game in hand. Manchester United just losing ground. It's a must-win game for Arsenal, who find themselves level on points with Tottenham outside the Champions League places at the moment. London City Lionesses are very strong heading up the table behind them. And of course Liverpool and West Ham both with a single point each so far, and Liverpool hoping to put clear daylight between themselves and their London rivals today. And before we get underway, let's hear from both managers, starting with Liverpool's Gareth Taylor.
Gareth, just the one change to your team today. In comes Gemma Evans. What's your thoughts behind that?
That was a forced one, really. I think good to be able to have Gemma to come in, but unfortunately we lost Risa to a hamstring injury.
Frustrating performance last week. Sorry, the result last week was frustrating. How have the girls trained this week? How has their reaction been?
I think it was obviously the only frustrating thing was losing the 3 points in the final couple of minutes of overtime, but performance was top from the players, giving everything they can, and we're going to have to be at our level best today against a very good Chelsea team, and we need some certain factors to go our way in the game. But yeah, really pleased with the players. They've been top, really pushing themselves to the limits.
It's a challenge. Chelsea are a completely different challenge today. What do you expect from them?
I wouldn't say a completely different challenge. I think they've adapted the way they played a little bit this season under Sonia, but yeah, of course, they've got like an embarrassment of riches, really. You know, two teams that probably could compete in the top 3 in the WSL. So yeah, like I said, we've got to be right at the top of our game to be even to get something from the game for sure. But yeah, that's the challenge. I think it's a tough one in front of us, but one we're looking forward to.
Sonia, you've been full of praise for the job that Gareth has done here at Liverpool. They're a team not to be underestimated, aren't they?
Yeah, no, for sure. We know coming here will be a tough game. I think the place they have in the table doesn't reflect the performances they have been having. Yeah, I think Gareth already implemented his style in this team, and in terms of mental aspects, they are really resilient in every game. So we expect a tough game, and we have the quality to do well, but we need to show the good elements today if we want to win.
Looking at your team, you've rung the changes. Liverpool did not play midweek, you did. Does that have an impact on your team selection today?
Yeah, it's important to come into every game with fresh legs, with quality. I have the chance to have depth in the squad, and I can rotate the squad and still keep the same quality. So hopefully today we'll see that on the pitch. But yeah, I think it's important when you play 3 games a week to rotate and to give the opportunity to everyone.
With Man City winning yesterday, how important is it for your side to get a win, to keep the pressure on at the top?
Yeah, we want to be at the top of the table. As you just mentioned, City won yesterday, so that's really important for us to stay tight with them. And yeah, today is an opportunity for us to stay at the top of the table, 1 point behind City, and yeah, that's the pressure we have to face today.
And Liverpool, of course, facing a Chelsea side who are chasing more records. Alongside me today is the former England defender Fern Whelan. And Fern, it's going to be tough for Liverpool because when Chelsea chase records, they usually get them.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Nigel. I think Liverpool are in for a really tough game today. Obviously, you know, Sonia's just been talking there about how they can rotate the side, and I think we know that they've got a, you know, plethora of players available to them that they can just bring fresh legs in when needed, and Liverpool aren't afforded that luxury, unfortunately. And for me, an area where they've really struggled this season is obviously getting goals. You know, they've only scored 4 goals so far this season, and they've relied on 2 players to do so. So that's where an area for me today they're really going to have to try and build in, and whether they can capitalise on Chelsea maybe switching off at the back, and sometimes we've seen them switch off in defensive transitions before. It may be that Liverpool can capitalise on that today and really take at the right moments, take it to Chelsea.
Well, here come the two teams. Liverpool looking for their first victory of the Women's Super League season. Chelsea chasing yet another record. And Liverpool have played well in recent games, and Gareth Taylor was maybe suggesting they've not had the rewards that he believes they should have taken. But they are up against a winning machine here today. And Chelsea often seem to find a way, but of course they were pegged back late in the game by Arsenal last week, and Manchester City were able to take full advantage, and it sets up a fascinating battle at the top of the table already. And let's take a look at the two teams. One change for Liverpool from the draw with Brighton. Risa Shimizu has a hamstring injury, so Gemma Evans returns. Peter Olsen has scored in the previous 2 games and is aiming to be the first Liverpool player to score in 3 successive WSL games for 5 years. Gemma Bonner is back on the bench after injury. She is the last player to score a winning goal against Chelsea in this competition. And Sonia Bampastor has rotated her star-studded squad following the Champions League win over Sam Polton. But there are 2 changes from the Women's Super League draw at Arsenal. Livia Peng makes her league debut due to Hannah Hampton's injury, and she could be in the side for some time. And Ellie Carpenter replaces Lucy Bronze at right back. Sam Kerr is rested, but Lauren James could feature in the Women's Super League for the first time since March after coming on to score in Europe. Aggie Beaver-Jones is also available once again. And there is Peter Olsen, one of only 2 goal scorers for Liverpool so far this season. Her and Cornelia Capox have shared the 4 goals they've managed in the Women's Super League. But Olsen's pace is already starting to cause problems for defences in this competition. And Gareth Taylor will be hoping she can solve the goal-scoring problems in the long term. Of course, Chelsea have so many superstars to pick from. Alicia Thompson scoring last week in the London derby at the Emirates Stadium. And you look at the strength of Chelsea's bench and it really tells you all you need to know about what Sonia Bampastor wants to do this season, both domestically and in Europe as well. And it's a big week coming up for Chelsea, with Barcelona on the horizon, but Chelsea know they can't afford to take their eye off the ball in the Women's Super League. Chelsea aiming to extend their long unbeaten run to record proportions. Liverpool just hoping for their first win of the season, and it's Chelsea in all blue defending the goal away to our left in the first half. And Fern Whelan, Liverpool have got to start well and try and be solid.
They do. I think, a team like Chelsea that have scored 7 times within the first 15 minutes of games so far, it definitely tells you that Liverpool are going to have to be switched on from the off. There'll be nothing worse than conceding early in a game like this, because it gives Chelsea that momentum and that confidence. But the longer they can keep it at 0-0 or even get a goal themselves, it keeps them within this game.
Well, now an early opportunity for Thompson to break right in. Canary is inside the penalty area. Macario now gathers infield towards Cuthbert, but the shot is dragged wide in the end. But an early sighter there for Erin Cuthbert.
Yeah, it's just early warning signs there for Liverpool. Nice bit of play down this left-hand side from Thompson. She just travels into the space, brings in Macario right on the edge of the box, who finds Cuthbert. But Cuthbert can't manage to steer a shot goal wide. But it's an early positive start from Chelsea.
And already we've seen the pace of Alicia Thompson as Carpenter heads in field. Olsen will try and get there ahead of Millie Bright, who was making her 211th Women's Super League appearance today to extend her personal record. Carpenter. And Bjorn will go all the way back to Olivia Peng, the Swiss international. Big day for her as well, making her league debut. Of course, she was signed as the understudy to Hannah Hampton, but she could be around for some time now in the Women's Super League.
Yeah, definitely, especially with a player like, obviously, Hannah Hampton. We know the quality she possesses, but she is out injured at the moment with a quad injury, with a return date unsure of, so it gives her a real opportunity to show the manager what she can do. She spoke highly of her, the manager, in a press conference before the game, so she's obviously got the confidence in her. It's about her doing that on the pitch now within the WSL.
The flag's up for offside against Macario. Of course, Chelsea coming into this game with a 6-0 victory against Sam Polton in the UEFA Women's Champions League. Sam Kerr making her first start for 692 days, scoring twice, but not in the matchday squad today as Sonia Bonpastor manages her minutes. Lauren James is available once again. And it's a remarkable stat for her that in the calendar year she has played 10 times for England and only 6 times for Chelsea in the Women's Super League. But when everybody is fit, Chelsea are going to have the sort of squad that will strike fear into any opponents, maybe even Barcelona.
Yeah, you just think they're a side that are pretty unstoppable at the moment. As you say, they're unbeaten in 33, could make that 34 today, but as you say, they've got such a, an elaborate squad. Players on the bench today, Lauren James, even Aggie Beaver-Jones, their top goal scorer, still not starting, and potentially she could come on. So, they've got plenty of different goal scorers that give them that opportunity in games today, which is an area that Liverpool, unfortunately, have not been so fortunate in this season, especially having, the big injuries to Sophie Roman-Haug and Marie Herbinger as well. It's been a difficult start for them.
And it was Aggie Beaver-Jones who scored the winner in added time on the final day of last season, the last time Chelsea played Liverpool. It's given away there by Bright. Quickly forward towards Olsen, and Peng is really involved for the first time.
Yeah, that's what we spoke about before the game. If they can really capitalise on moments like that when they do pick it up in midfield, maybe a sloppy pass from a Chelsea player or a Chelsea defender, and then really have that quality going forward. They didn't quite have it on that occasion, but there will be opportunities for them in this game.
Now Holland. Fisk. 1 or 2 players having problems with the low sun on that far side. Kirby quickly into Nagano. No Risa Shimizu in the Liverpool team today due to a hamstring injury, which is why Gemma Evans is back in the starting lineup. Now Chelsea with an opportunity to bring it forward with Niamh Charles, former Liverpool player. She's quickly closed down, and here is Woodham. Chelsea have scored 7 times in the opening 15 minutes of game, so Liverpool need to be wary of that quick start. Woodham.
as you say, it's being wary of that quick start, but it's also keeping possession in areas when they do have the ball and limiting the touches Chelsea can get.
Enderby almost in towards Capox, and Charles coming across to clear.
They're the moments for me where Liverpool obviously really have to possess that quality. They do so well in the press, Liverpool, to get it away from Carpenter, and then Enderby has the ball and can't quite find Capox in those areas, but managing to win possession from it. So, they've got a really good opportunity here.
Liverpool, the last team to beat Chelsea in the Women's Super League at Prenton Park back in May of 2024. Gemma Bonner, who scored the winner in added time, is on the bench today. And it was a very different Liverpool team to the one that Gareth Taylor is currently trying to steer away from the lower reaches of the Women's Super League table. But they've got a corner kick here, cleared away at the near post, and eventually right in Canary, but Liverpool will try and keep the pressure on here, but Clark unable to find Fisk, and Bright's clearance though doesn't really get the distance.
Slightly uncharacteristic there from Millie Bright just to put it out to play, but again, that's the good pressure that Liverpool have started with early on in this game.
Grace Fisk will take the throw in towards Holland. There's a crossing opportunity here, but it's quickly closed down in the end, but then one back well, but there is Bright to clear. Kira Walsh was the player involved there for Chelsea to try and break things up. Woodham. Liverpool may be growing in confidence here. Enderby. Because maybe it's easier said than done from here, Fern, but Liverpool can set up with a low block, but against Chelsea, if you do that, eventually you'll concede.
Yeah, exactly. Chelsea are just one of those teams that know how to find a way. They've done it time and time again through a low block, and that's not something Liverpool have set up to do today. We can see here on the pitches they are pressing them high and pressing aggressively with energy. And, it started off well for them, but in areas like now, it's how can they control the midfield, because there will be spaces and gaps that open up from doing that.
Captain. Now Thompson. And Thompson using the room to come in field and score brilliantly. Well, that is why she is so highly prized. Alicia Thompson with another moment to remember in the Women's Super League. And the record chasers are ahead already, and it's their record signing who delivers a sumptuous goal.
Yeah, it's a fantastic bit of play in the midfield from Thompson. She just spreads it out to the left-hand side, from Captain, out into Thompson, who picks it up out on this left-hand side. And she's full of confidence. She just cuts inside on her right foot and hits it top ins and leaves the goalkeeper absolutely no chance. But it's that space that's opened up in the midfield, and Liverpool aren't adequate enough to defend it. They don't get tight enough to Thompson, leaving her all that time and space to travel in. And she makes no mistake. It's a fantastic finish from her. And it's 1-0 Chelsea.
Well, it was Nagano who was trying to close her down, but I think she was almost caught in two minds, whether to try and engage or maybe be fearful of what was behind her or what was not behind her.
Yeah, it's that lack of communication, isn't it, from Liverpool, potentially from Kirby in goal. Did she give her the shout to say, look, you need to go and press? We've got it covered in the middle of the park here. But, Thompson, she does so well. And you see, we've seen her do it last week against Arsenal for Chelsea. She's so direct in her play. And she's really, she's brimming with confidence, and you can see that, and she just takes the strike and makes no mistake.
Well, it now means Chelsea have scored in their last 30 away games in the Women's Super League, which equals a record set by Arsenal when they were the best team between April of 2011 and 2015. And Thompson, who scored her first Women's Super League goal at Arsenal last week, has very quickly backed that up. And Liverpool have a problem to solve already.
Yeah, with the way they're pressing, they just need to be a little bit careful of that midfield area. Captain's picking up quite a bit of space. We saw her do it there with the goal. And it's how they can affect that without the gaps opening up too much for Liverpool.
And for the 8th time this season, they've scored in the first 15 minutes. Evans, all the way back towards Faye Kirby. Liverpool have made a habit of scoring first and then not winning this season, but now they have to try and come from behind. Walsh and Bjorn. And towards Olsen. And now Millie Bright was quickly under pressure from Kerry Holland, but it's all the way back towards Peng.
Yeah, there's been a few little mistakes at the back there from Millie Bright in quick succession. Loose pass out, obviously slow under pressure when she is getting the ball, but they do have players around them, Chelsea, that can obviously make up for those mistakes. It's Liverpool, when you do get the ball, how can you keep the ball and be tidy and have that quality when you do win it?
And it's now 39 games overall since they failed to score in the WSL, and that was a Gareth Taylor team when Manchester City won at Kingsmeadow in February of 2024, when Bunny Shaw scored the only goal. But at the moment, Chelsea at times are just making life hard for themselves, and here's an opportunity. It's Liverpool's first shot on target from Sam Kerr, but it's comfortable for Peng.
Yeah, it was quite comfortable there on the edge of the box, and you feel like that's what Chelsea are potentially going to do to Liverpool today, is limit them to shots outside the box. It's whether they can capitalise on those moments.
Captain wide towards Thompson, now Macario. Liverpool win it back again. Nagano, good challenge though by Cuthbert. Macario almost played in right in Canary, who was away. Liverpool were looking for the free kick. Nothing given though, and now Brighton Canary again was trying to get in behind Woodham, but Enderby will play it back towards Kirby. Brighton Canary. Macario. Now Capox. Kerry Holland, but again it's given away.
It's just that lack of composure from Liverpool at times when they have got the ball. I feel like they think they're under more pressure than what they are at times. You saw it there out on that right-hand side with Kerry Holland. Again, a loose ball and a loose pass when they had the opportunity to retain possession.
Bjorn will go back towards Olivia Peng again. Walsh. How important is Kira Walsh in the way that Chelsea are trying to play here? Because they know that she's behind whatever they try to do, so it does mean they can maybe put more players forward.
Yeah, definitely. She just adds that security, doesn't she, in defence, but also in offence going forward. She is going to be the one who will just sit in front of that defensive line, and they can play out through her. They can, they can help. That can help them draw that centre forward, as we saw do there, and then that opens up that space within that midfield area, which Liverpool are going to have to keep their line slightly higher to condense that space. Not only that, though, we have seen her score as well this season in shots from the edge of the box, so she's adding that to her game. We're seeing her do that more and more often, taking more shots from the edge of the box, so Liverpool are going to have to be alert to that.
A great winning goal she scored against Spurs when the low block had been frustrating them. Brighton Canary is flagged offside. It will be a free kick. The London City Lionesses are at it again. Saki Kumagai with the opening goal for them, away to Aston Villa. They have won 4 of their previous 6 games in the Women's Super League. Previous to this season, it took newly promoted teams 51 games to win 4 matches.
They are doing very well, London City Lionesses. You say they're growing in confidence, aren't they, as the games have come thick and fast. They've learnt early from those heavy defeats at the start of the season. But now they're growing in confidence, and as you say, they've already gone 1-0 up, and they're showing that they can actually be a force to be reckoned with within this league.
They'll be thinking, had they not made that slow start, a Champions League place may not have been beyond them. It may not be beyond them anyway. We'll have to wait and see. Now Thompson. January's not too far away, and they may have a bit of license to bring even more big names in.
Yeah, and a team that obviously, if we're looking at January, a team that are going to have to do some work in that window is a team that we're watching right here and now is obviously Liverpool. You know, I think for me, in an area where they need to strengthen in that central area up front going forward, and not scoring enough goals, as we spoke about before. They've only scored 4 goals so far this season. They're not actually creating many chances as well. I think they've created the fewest shots in the league so far out of all the teams. So, you know, for me, they do well in their build-up, but it's how in that final third area.
Well, 4 goals scored so far, so they've got absolutely no margin for error. And Chelsea have now scored their 16th goal of the season in their 8th game. Bright. Now Walsh. One back though by Holland. Are you maybe slightly surprised that Sonia Bonpastor has gone so strong today, bearing in mind they've got Barcelona on Wednesday?
It's a strong team, don't get me wrong. I probably wasn't expecting it to be as strong, but I think, you know, as you see players that are on the bench who potentially you would think that will be coming into the Barcelona game, you got like Lucy Bronze, Germa, you know, Lauren James, Beaver Jones potentially are players that she'll want to see get more minutes in those games as well. And Sam Kerr, who, as you say, she's completely rested today and she's not even in the squad. But, you know, Bonpastor spoke about that before the game, at the fact that she needs that rest. She's played a lot of minutes against Southampton, like we said before, and she wants her to be a big part of that game against Barcelona. So it just shows the strength and depth in this Chelsea side is unbelievable. And, you know, like I say, they've still got injuries in their side to Buchanan and Ramirez, and, you know, Wright are not even in the side today. So the amount of players they've got on offer is unbelievable.
Grace Fisk will take the throw-in for Liverpool. Capox. Charles just shepherding her wide and will win the throw-in. And with Hannah Hampton injured and Olivia Peng starting for Chelsea, it means Becky Spencer is on the bench. Made her first appearance in the Women's Super League in 2012. You were still a young, promising player then.
I was just about to say, actually, played alongside Becky Spencer in the England setup and the England youth groups as well. And, you know, she's a fantastic character to have around the side, and she's a fantastic goalkeeper. So to have her within here, obviously, like you say, she sat on the bench today, but I know
on the training ground, she can offer so much, can't she?
So much in terms of experience, so much in terms of knowledge, and obviously the way she plays. And yeah, I think she's a fantastic player. Again, we're seeing the goal again here. Does she stray offside? Thompson on that left-hand side, for me, potentially, it looks like she might have done as the ball came in from captain. It's really difficult to call.
I think Macario was certainly offside, and then she just ducks out, but I don't think Faye Kirby would have got anywhere near that shot.
Now, I think as you say, Macario was she involved in it? To me, not so much. But I think if you're looking at the goal itself, it's a fantastic goal.
Enderby coming forward now for Liverpool, cutting inside, Bright diving in to make the clearance. Captain just losing out, Fisk with the shot. And it's dragged wide in the end, but Liverpool beginning to find a way back into this match. Gareth Taylor with Manchester City, 2 wins, 2 draws and 5 losses against Chelsea. There was that memorable 2-0 victory back in March of 2023, when it seemed that Manchester City may be on the way to the title. But of course Chelsea found a way under Emma Hayes, as they always seem to do. That was the last time they failed to score away from home.
I think this is a very different project for Gareth Taylor, isn't it, coming into a Liverpool side that have lost key players in terms of Olivia Smith and Taylor Hines last season, going into this one. And it's a project where at the moment they're talking about the team being in a relegation and battle, and how do we keep them up, which is very different to, you know, projects he's had before, like you were saying about Manchester City going for the league title.
With the clearance from Kirby, striking Macario, but there is Olsen, and she's got the free kick. And she was caught late there by Bjorn, who was quick to apologise. Natalie Bjorn, former Everton player, back on Merseyside today.
Yeah, I really like Bjorn. Not only I think is she, she's a very good 1v1 defender, but I think that's why they brought her into the Chelsea side, is the fact that she's so good with her feet, and she's very good in possession, and she starts those attacks from the back for Chelsea.
And she is again breaking things up, but Enderby does well to step in, and she was caught again, and it will be a Liverpool free kick.
Yeah, it's in a promising position for Liverpool, this, if they can get players in the box to put pressure on the Chelsea back line. Obviously Enderby doing really well in that first instance to win that free kick.
Liverpool have got to make the most of set pieces like this. Grace Fisk is forward along with Jenna Clark. Woodham and Holland are over this. It's Woodham's delivery, which is very deep and guided away by Macario, and it will be a Liverpool throw-in.
Yeah, Macario does really well there just to stay switched on, because she's coming up against Jenna Clark in the box there from the free kick, and we know how good Jenna Clark has been in the air previously for Liverpool.
And Holland appealing towards the assistant on the far side, claiming that she was fouled, but Dora Jakob is unmoved, and it will be a goal kick. Liverpool 10 games without a win in the Women's Super League. They've lost 8 of those. And they could equal a record today. An unwanted Liverpool club record. And looking at the possession, not too much more. Now Thompson, Macario. And Enderby will bring the ball down, but she was fortunate there that there were players to help her out. And it was Sam Kerr. We don't have Sam Kerrs on both teams here today, but she is part of the Liverpool midfield, the former Bayern Munich title winner. Forward from Fisk. But Bright can go all the way back to Peng.
Yeah, it's the opportunity there for Liverpool where Kirby's got it in goal, and she's attempted to go long, but there's no one really picking up the ball, first balls and second balls for Liverpool, and then it just makes it difficult for them to keep hold of the ball, and they end up in a bit of a battle and a scrap.
You look at this Liverpool team, they can press high, but if they want to try and make it a scrap, I'm not sure they've got the sort of players who could really do that.
No, and we're seeing it there. Jenna Clark does really, really well to step in on Macario and win the ball, and that's what we're talking about. She's won the first ball, but then there's no one alert and switched on enough to get the second balls for Liverpool. That's going to be key to them today. Can they get those second balls after the first ball has been won, which they can do?
Is that a confidence thing?
A confidence thing, a fitness thing? Are they switched on enough to know that they are going to win that ball, and are they ready for that first ball to be won, or are they already got that defensive mindset, as you've said, that they're already one step behind because they don't think they're going to win it against a strong Chelsea side?
Now Woodham, Enderby, one of the young players trying to make her way in this Liverpool team this season, and she was fouled by Bjorn. And they've got the free kick. And in terms of opportunities, Liverpool have far from been swamped by Sonia Bonpastor's side, but we've seen one quality goal, and beyond that, not too much else.
No, and that is actually a little bit of the story of Chelsea's last few games, to be honest, in terms of when you watch them, they're not really taking the chances. In the first half against Arsenal, I think they hit the woodwork a couple of times, but they could have had the game wrapped up within that first half, and then they go on to draw the game. And like you say, they've not created as much as maybe we thought they would have done.
But here's an opportunity for Cuthbert. And it's cut out on the edge of the penalty area by Nagano. There is Bright and Bjorn to tidy up for Chelsea. Well, that win last season, one of 7 1-0s that Chelsea had in Sonia Bonpastor's first season in the Women's Super League, and 1-0's also been a popular scoreline for them in the current campaign. Charles Thompson, captain, and then Fisk was in the way.
Yeah, obviously teams like to score more goals, and I'm sure Chelsea would do, but I think at the end of the day, like you say, if they go and win a title and it's predominantly 1-0s, at the end of the day they've won the title, and that's what they'll be looking at, is how can they get those 3 points on the board.
Capox, as you were saying earlier, it's maybe a case as well of an indication that the league is getting stronger as Liverpool try and come forward here. Woodham's ball in though, but he was optimistic. Carpenter, Cuthbert, and Carpenter, who is in the team ahead of Lucy Bronze today. Macario, Walsh, and it's a free kick.
I do think that is a free kick there, but I think for Liverpool, what they're doing well in those areas is they're swarming the Chelsea players and, you know, getting 1 and 2 players around the ball, even 3 at times, and that's what they're going to have to do, and making sure they do win it. Potentially, if they don't, that's where the spaces are going to open up behind them. But, you know, you spoke about before, is it a confidence thing? Is it a mentality thing for Liverpool? I do think when you've not won a game at this late stage in the season and you've only got 1 point, you are going to be lacking in confidence. And they're playing under a manager like Gareth Taylor, who wants them to keep the ball and play possession football, but at times that might be difficult with the confidence.
And now Thompson can race into the penalty area once again here, captain in support, but it's blocked initially. Thompson again, Cuthbert, and it's further back to Bjorn. Right in Cannery. Carpenter. And now Bjorn again. Bright's got so much time. Here is Enderby. She's done well to evade the initial challenge, but then she's given the ball away to Walsh. Carpenter. Thompson is continuing to find plenty of space on the left.
Yeah, they've found her now, but I'm not sure whether she's not calling for it as much out there or whether they're just not seeing it, Chelsea, but she is in acres of space out on that left-hand side.
Right in Cannery.
A lot of the time.
The ball in field is gathered by Kirby. We played nearly half an hour. Liverpool have had 1 touch inside the Chelsea penalty area.
Which, unfortunately, the way Liverpool's season has gone so far, I think potentially we were expecting that to be the case. It's about when they do get those touches in that penalty area, how they can make it a chance, and a big chance at that.
Now a free kick has been given. Brighton have taken the lead against Leicester. Madison Haley with the opening goal on the south coast. And Brighton, the team who denied Liverpool in the closing seconds last week. So the only goalless game at the moment is between West Ham and Everton in East London. But Liverpool with a free kick here. And if things stay as they are, with a long way to go, Liverpool will be bottom of the table. Woodham's delivery. That's a good header away by Bright.
I think it's always going to be difficult for Liverpool when they're delivering those balls into the box, into the penalty area, with Millie Bright and her aerial strength and capabilities, as well as Natalie Bjorn as well. Can they be a little bit cuter and cleverer from those areas with those free kicks?
I was going to say, is that the easy option, just to lump it into the penalty area? Maybe they need to try and do something different.
Yeah, they had players in and around the ball, in and around where they had the free kick, to just get it down and play. It wasn't really that close to the goal to really be swinging it in at that moment. Chelsea are set, they're in a comfortable position, You know, they've got players that can, you know, head the ball for fun in there. They might have to be, as you say, a little bit cleverer in the way they approach those set plays. They're still yet to score from a set play this season, Liverpool.
Fisk. Bright stepping in again. And Fisk. Liverpool working hard here in those sorts of areas. In the end, there was only Olsen waiting on the edge of the penalty area, and it was won back by Carpenter.
Yeah, we know Olsen can score goals, and she does have that quality when she has the opportunities in front of goal, but the ball's just not quite finding its way to her, and she's not having that service today just yet.
Well, both teams so far have had 2 shots, with 1 on target. So Chelsea aren't creating a huge amount, even though they've enjoyed over 60% of the possession so far.
Yeah, they're clearly dominating the possession, but it's about finding the space and finding the player that can obviously have the most effect for you. And I think for me, Alyssa Thompson out on that left-hand side has been in acres of space at times. They've not managed to find their feet, opting to go a little bit more direct.
Thompson again. And Fisk trying to get back. And right in Canary, but captain can't find her, and Liverpool could break it. Olsen in field, and now Olsen can break away, and that's the sort of opportunity Liverpool have been looking for. Olsen one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and she scored brilliantly. Better Olsen strikes again for Liverpool. And Chelsea caught out by a devastating counter-attack. And she becomes the first Liverpool player to score in 3 successive Women's Super League games for nearly 6 years.
Liverpool do so well here on this transition. As the ball comes into Olsen, she only has one thought in her mind, and it's to go direct at the goalkeeper. It's a fantastic finish from here, and we've just been saying that all she might need is that one chance and that one opportunity, and she does so well just to drive a goal. Millie Bright can't get anywhere near her, and it's a confident, astute finish from her, and she just slots it home to get Liverpool back into this game at a vital opportunity.
Well, it was Lily Woodham who played her through, and she did really well to ride the challenge and then pick out Olsen. And she was in a foot race with Millie Bright, and there was only going to be one winner.
Lily Woodham does so well as well when she picks the ball up and she intercepts in the first instance from the Chelsea attack. And Chelsea are just caught out sleeping, not in a good enough position when that ball's gone forward to secure themselves at the back. And as you say, Beata Olsen just gets in a fantastic position, and she makes no mistake.
Only the 5th goal Liverpool have scored so far this season, the 5th goal that Chelsea have conceded. But it might wake Chelsea up, because they've dominated the game in terms of possession, but they've not been making chances, and Liverpool now have made the most of theirs.
Yeah, Chelsea dominating possession, but as you say, not creating much with it, potentially been a little bit sloppy at times, and that's where the goal came from. A little bit of sloppiness, a little bit of indecisiveness, and actually, you know, really, like, positionally, they were really out of shape there when Liverpool did break.
Well, in the one goalless game, it's no longer goalless, because West Ham lead Everton. Manu Denton with the opening goal in Dagenham. West Ham beginning to show signs of life as well, but Liverpool back in the game here. And they're crying out for a goal scorer, and in Olsen they may have found one.
I mean, she does really, really well there, and it's a really confident finish from her. She gives the keeper really no option in goal. For Peng, she couldn't really do much about it. It's a great finish.
And Aston Villa have also equalised against London City Lionesses. Kirsty Hansen there. Charles. The cross is deep, and right in Canary, unable to keep that in play.
That's probably one of the first times we've really seen Charles that high up the pitch, and potentially, you know, Chelsea needing to see more of that from her out on this left-hand side, and the same from Carpenter out on this right-hand side as well, to be joining in more and just giving Liverpool a few more problems and things to think about, because it's actually been, you know, quite routine for them at the back so far.
So London City Lionesses scoring early and pegged back, and Chelsea the same here. As Kirby clears downfield. Cuthbert. And it's back to Bright. Well, the pass completion really tells you how much Chelsea have dominated the ball, but one pass was all Liverpool needed to release Petter Olsen. And they were level. Right in Canary. And the cross delivered in, and Kirby at the second attempt will gather.
Yeah, we see down this right-hand side, just what we've just spoke about actually. Carpenter just joining in a little bit more. Canary gets the ball in, but Kirby does well. It's the first time she's really actually had to come and claim really from a Chelsea cross.
Fisk. Now Capox. And Chelsea may have Barcelona coming up in midweek, but at the moment this is the most important game of their season, with Manchester City winning yesterday. And Olsen again winning it from Bright and almost playing the ball in field, and Liverpool had runners there.
It did. It's a bit sloppy from Millie Bright again, but Niamh Charles manages to do well, pick up a really good position to stifle the attack before it's really even started there.
Now Bright again. I'm sure Sonia Bonpastor will have words at half-time, whatever happens in the remaining 7 minutes or so, because Chelsea often play that high line because they've got the ability to do that, but it's been problematic for them here so far. Good header won by Evans. Bjorn can go back towards Peng, who's conceded her first goal in the Women's Super League, but very little she could do about it. But Olsen did well because she was bearing down on goal. She had no angle at all, but it was absolutely no problem for her.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. She just opened up her hips at the very last minute, so she didn't really give it away to Peng which way she was going to put it, but she just opened it up onto that right-hand side right at the last minute, which meant that she could obviously slot it home. I think obviously Chelsea will be disappointed, but I think the way that I'm just wondering whether a bit of complacency has crept in really for Chelsea. You thought once they went 1-0 up, that was going to be the kicking start for them, and then they were going to go on. But Liverpool have defended well in moments, but it's almost like Chelsea a little bit complacent and, you know, not making it count again at the vital moments.
Liverpool now with more shots on goal and more efforts on target than Chelsea. They scored an outstanding goal themselves early on, but so far they've not built on it. Thompson. Charles. Now Bright again. Captain having to hold off the challenge of Nagano, and now Carpenter. She's got support from Walsh, and Walsh holding out her arms, looking for support.
Yeah, she's trying to find the options, isn't she? But they weren't there for her at the time. Liverpool in a good position, good and set and ready to press when needed. And again, have done well to now peg Chelsea back again.
Bright all the way back to Peng. Bjorn. And it's in behind for Captain, and there's no flag. And it's cut out crucially there by Jenna Clark, but one back. Right in Canary again inside the penalty area. Hits it, it's blocked. Macario, and it's wide. Great chance for Caterina Macario. And Liverpool were sloppy there, and Chelsea should have made them pay.
Yeah, element of whether that ball's off, she's offside, captain, as it does come into her. I think Liverpool, when they have the opportunity there, should be clearing the ball earlier. And you say it's fell to Macario, but she'll be so disappointed that she's not managed to capitalise on this, because Faye Kirby is already down within the, the Liverpool 6-yard box. Can she slot it home? But she's wrong-footed with the pressure from Nagano behind her, and then slices it wide.
Not quite an open goal, but pretty close to it. Now Bright. 4 minutes to play in first half that has not gone the way that many people anticipated, as Thompson is challenged by Fisk, but Chelsea have the throw-in. Bright. Now Bjorn. Carpenter. She's got some room to bring it forward here. Deep into the penalty area. Now she cuts inside. Macario's shot is blocked, and then the free kick's given for the challenge on Nagano.
I think that's probably what we would have thought we'd see more of Chelsea doing today. Ellie Carpenter doing well out on this right-hand side and doing that inverted run, striding through and really causing Liverpool problems. They can't really get anywhere near her, and the cutback, but Nagano does so well to make her body big, get in the way of Macario, make it really difficult for her, and ultimately win the free kick. You see Liverpool are frustrating the Chelsea players. You can see it across their faces.
Guided forward towards Olsen. Now Woodham. Enderby, but here is Wrighton Canary. Macario in space, but Wrighton Canary choosing to go on the outside. Good challenge by Evans. And Woodham then closed down. West Ham now leading Everton by 2-0. Amber Tisiak with the second goal, and is today the day the Hammers get their first victory. Everton doing their Merseyside neighbours no favours at all here so far. Although Everton are fairly close to the bottom places themselves. Bright. Here is Charles. Thompson. Mario infield towards Cuthbert, but Liverpool working hard to win it back. Capox, though, unable to get there before Walsh. Can Liverpool keep this up, that intensity in midfield?
Yeah, I was literally just thinking the same thing. It looks like there's potentially a few tired legs out there at the moment for Liverpool. They've been really energetic, pressing really well, defending really well. For me, it's they probably need half-time and a chance to regroup and go again before maybe Chelsea can get themselves back into this game.
Bright. It's one back well again. Enderby. He's got support from Woodham. And Woodham can continue forward again. Kerr did really well initially to win that back, but Carpenter on the stretch, and Liverpool have the throw-in. And the body language of one or two Chelsea players is just suggesting that they're beginning to get frustrated with their own performance.
Yeah, I think they're just taking one or too many touches, which is allowing Liverpool players to get closer to them, especially in that midfield area. It's just letting them get pressure on them, and then obviously Liverpool winning the ball back and managing to be able to get in areas where pushing Chelsea back close to their own goal.
Enderby just squeezing it into the penalty area, so Bjorn has to go back to Peng. And the clearance striking right in Canary. And it will be a throw-in for Liverpool. We're into a single minute of added time at the end of the first half here. Liverpool have responded brilliantly to falling behind.
Yeah, they have. But in their game against Brighton last week, although they conceded late on, I think they had a lot of positives to take from the game. And you can see that they've really brought that mentality into today's game.
And that's a free kick. Evans had allowed the ball to run, but then she was clattered into by Wrighting Canary.
Yeah, she just sees her coming, doesn't she? As a little check over the shoulder and sees her Canary. Obviously, momentum's going to take her into her.
And Gareth Taylor, I'm sure, is very keen to hear the half-time whistle here. And there we are. Well, when Alicia Thompson gave Chelsea the lead, we thought it was the same old story for Chelsea in this fixture against Liverpool, but Peter Olsen with a brilliant equaliser, and at the moment the champions are under pressure from the side yet to win this season. Half-time, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. And welcome back, 1-1 at half-time, and Chelsea are making a change. Naomi Girma, the USA international, is coming on at half-time. Player signed from San Diego, along with Aggie Beaver-Jones. She will also be coming on, of course. Scored in the first 4 games of the season and has a very good record against Liverpool. 4 goals in 7 games in the Women's Super League. Beaver-Jones, of course, will play up front. And she is replacing Katerina Macario. Girma will come on as a central defender. Fern Whelan is back alongside me, and it's no surprise really that changes have been made, not just because they got Barcelona on Wednesday either.
No, it's not. I think they need a little bit more energy injecting into the side, and potentially bringing someone on like, you know, Aggie Beaver-Jones with the creativity she offers and those direct runs potentially in behind. Might just peg Liverpool back a little bit, and obviously we know she's a goal scorer, which is what they need right now, and potentially Sonia's thinking, can we get this game put to bed? Because we've looked a little bit complacent and sluggish at times, Chelsea.
Liverpool get the second half underway. 1-1 the scoreline. Liverpool in the red, Chelsea in the blue. And 2 changes made by Chelsea at half-time. Millie Bright has been replaced by Naomi Girma, and Katerina Macario has made way for Aggie Beaver-Jones.
Now we see it there right from the kick-off, don't we? Beaver-Jones with the energy just to press and press Kirby high, and she puts it out of play straight away, and it gets Chelsea on the front foot and kind of sets the tone for the second half.
Naomi Girma, a player who came through the NCAA at Stanford, and she's had her injuries since she joined Chelsea, but in a squad which has so much depth, as a central defensive player, she becomes very important, I think.
Yeah, and as a former central defender like myself, she's someone I really kind of admire in the way that she plays. She's very clever with her positioning and with her 1v1 defending. You know, not many players beat her or get past her, but also with the way she possesses the ball and the quality she does have, and being that person who, you know, will carry the ball and will look to play those forward passes.
She is on the ball here. One of a number of players on both sides with American connections, not least Alicia Thompson, of course, her fellow USA international who scored the Chelsea goal, and the Liverpool goal scored by Peter Olsen, who won multiple titles in the NCAA with her time at Florida State. But Sonia Bonpastor just having words with Adesonai, the 4th official. And it's the first half which started superbly for Chelsea, but then rather drifted away from them. Thompson, good challenge by Capox to Rob Walsh. Fisk. Liverpool without Risa Shimizu today due to injury. Gemma Evans coming back into the team alongside Kerry Holland at the base of midfield. Professor Olsen with their goal, and Mia Enderby, the player who was caught there. And once again, Liverpool are looking to go toe-to-toe.
Yeah, she's been really clever, Mia Enderby, a few times. She did it in the first half, just allowing the challenge to come in from the opposition player and winning Liverpool free kicks in important areas, and also slowing that play down from Chelsea.
Given away by Evans. Beaver Jones. WSL debut for Olivia Peng, but nothing she could do about the goal scored by Olsen. Naomi Gurma coming on at half-time along with Aggie Beaver Jones. Cuthbert. Now Gurma again. Beaver Jones. Thompson just unable to keep her footing.
Yeah, it didn't pay off for Chelsea on that occasion, but that's the second time now Naomi Gurma's had the ball at the back and picked it up and tried to go direct into Beaver Jones or into Thompson to try and miss out that midfield of Liverpool's press.
And Chelsea, under Sonia Bonpastor, have scored many more goals when Aggie Beaver Jones has started the match, as opposed to when she hasn't. 2.7 goals in the 19 games she started, and 1.9 in the 10 without. So almost under the radar, perhaps, she's become a very important player for them, and particularly as Sam Kerr has made her way back from injury. Now Gurma, Cuthbert trying to thread it through for Carpenter, who had joined in the central area. Now Woodham. Carpenter is slightly out of position here, so Wrighton Cannereed has to come back, and that's what she does.
She does well there, Wrighton Cannereed, doesn't she, for Chelsea? Just assesses the danger out on that right-hand side, especially when Chelsea are out of position. I think it's Jenna Clark, for me, for Liverpool, did really well to start that for them. She just read the ball from Cuthbert, and she has done well so far, Jenna Clark, actually, having come back into the side last week, and she's showing why today, why she deserved to be in the Liverpool side.
Chelsea heading for that 34-game unbeaten record at the moment, but maybe not in the manner they anticipated. Wooden with the cross in. Nodded down towards Olsen by Holland. It comes back towards Holland. She can hit it. It's deflected, and it's not too far wide.
I really like to see that from Liverpool. A bit of positivity. They do really well. They come out on this left-hand side, connecting. It's Wooden with the cross in. And Kerry Holland just waits on the edge of the box, and she gets a shot out of her feet, and I think it's Niamh Charles with the deflection, deflecting it wide for a corner. But again, Liverpool on the front foot as they start this second half.
Niamh Charles scored an own goal against Manchester City. That would have been an unlucky deflection there, but it was just wide. And Kerry Holland will take the corner kick. Ed Duckworth, the referee, is just delaying, I think, to tell Wrighton Cannereed to just retreat slightly. Holland now will flight this ball in right under the crossbar, and it was Fisk who heads over the top, and that was a great chance.
You can see on Grace Fisk's face just how close she thought that was. As the ball comes in from Holland, I kind of deflects there just in front of her, off the head of Bjorn, so it just actually makes it a little bit more difficult for her, and she's obviously got underneath it instead to head it over. But Peng in the Chelsea goal there for me wasn't as confident as maybe we'd have liked. Well, Chelsea would have liked to have been. Exactly.
Well, Brighton now lead Leicester by 2-0. Mylis Umpom doubled their lead on the south coast, as Beaver Jones wasn't too far away from that. Talk about a race for the Champions League places this season and the title, which could involve a number of teams. I think the scrap to avoid bottom place could involve a number of teams as well in the end. Gurma. West Ham win today. It will tighten things up considerably. Clark stepping in before Beaver Jones.
Again, it's excellent defending there from Jenna Clark. She senses the run on her back shoulder from Aggie Beaver Jones. It was a good run from her, but Jenna Clark does really well to read the play.
So Chelsea rather labouring at the moment, but we do have to say we've seen this story before and we know how it ends.
Yeah, we have. For Chelsea, they kind of find their way and they find their feet into games, and they always manage to find a way to win. But Liverpool are putting up a very good fight and are saying we're not going to be a walkover today, and we're going to make this very, very difficult for you.
Well, they were the last team to beat Chelsea in the Women's Super League, and they are giving them a really good game here at the moment. Olsen holding off Walsh, and she's got support from Capox. Olsen again was the ball down the right. Capox, though, was looking for more options and does find Holland. And Fisk going all the way back to Kirby, but Liverpool retaining possession.
I think that's what's really positive there, actually. Potentially, maybe we've seen Liverpool give away possession in those areas, but they secure possession. Obviously, on that side, they've lost it there, but it was from their point of view. They want to try and retain the ball, keep hold of the ball, and obviously make Chelsea work for possession.
Another change for Chelsea. Sandy Baltimore is coming on. And it's Johanna Wrighton-Cannery who goes off. Baltimore with a couple of goals in the Women's Champions League. The 3 changes already made by Sonia Bonpastor. Because the team have come out at the start of the second half and they have been second best, haven't they?
Yeah, no, they have. I think Liverpool has started the second half like they did start the first half as well. We've seen Chelsea at times when they have had free kicks try and get the ball down, play a little bit quicker. Now Baltimore's on, she's come over onto this left-hand side. Alyssa Thompson moving over to the right, just to add again a little bit more energy to Chelsea.
Fisk. And now Holland. Well, Baltimore will step in. Cuthbert, who has taken the armband following the departure of Millie Bright. Some day for West Ham. They lead Everton by 3-0. Shakira Martinez with the latest goal there. Baltimore. Now Beaver Jones. Charles. Now Gurma. Bjorn. Thompson is quick enough to get there before Woodham, but Woodham was clever there, and it's a goal kick.
I think what I quite like about this Liverpool side today is they're being confident in the way that they're defending, they're pressing against Chelsea, and they're not giving them much space and time on the ball, which potentially maybe at the start of the game we thought they might do and sit off, but they're not doing that. They're getting in their faces, they're getting in amongst them, and it's making it really difficult for the Chelsea players.
Fisk. Capox. Into Olsen. Nagano. Fisk again going back to Clark. London City Lionesses have retaken the lead at Aston Villa. Isabel Goodwin early in the second half, looking for their 5th win in 7 games. Enderby just unable to gather the ball there, and there was a potential opening for Liverpool down the left.
I didn't quite fall from them on that occasion, but you can see the right ideas from Liverpool and the mentality that when they do need to change the tempo and need to turn it on quickly and counter against Chelsea, that they are trying to do that, just so like they did in their goal.
Gurma. Things may not get any easier for Liverpool. They go to Arsenal next. Chelsea at home to Everton. Here is Gurma striding forward again. Baltimore. forcing her back. Germer. Charles. Carpenter's quick, but not quick enough to keep that in play.
Second time again there, Chelsea are trying to put the ball in behind the Liverpool back line, but the back line of Liverpool are reading the ball so well when that does come over the top. They're assessing the flight of the long ball, and then they're getting themselves in a position where the race isn't a difficult one for them. And for a team that have conceded 13 goals, well now 14 goals this season, Liverpool, they're actually looking a lot better in defence.
Carpenter. Woodham will avoid the corner. Chelsea will have the throw-in. Walsh. Thompson. Carpenter. Into Beaver-Jones. She goes down. Appeals for a penalty, but Ed Duckworth unmoved. Germer. Baltimore. And now Cuthbert. Thompson hits it, and it's over the top. Maggie Beaver-Jones tumbling inside the penalty area. But no real complaints.
No, I think there's an original complaint. You see, she just touches it out of her feet. She's jumped over the foot of Nagano, potentially, in my opinion. It's whether there's any contact.
Well, none at all.
Again, there's no contact for me, and I think the referee's got that one right. It's not a penalty, in my opinion.
Fisk. Now Germer. Walsh. So Shakira Martinez putting Everton 3-0 up against, or putting West Ham, I should say, 3-0 up against Everton. London City Lionesses are having another good day. Saki Kumagai has now put them 3-1 up at Aston Villa. 2 goals in 4 minutes there, following the goal from Isabel Goodwin. Thompson. Cuthbert. She's got the room to turn. It takes a big deflection, and it's not too far wide.
That all started out on the right-hand side. Originally, Carpenter makes way for Thompson to get some space to run and drive in. Cuthbert shooting from the edge of the box and took some mean deflection wide. I think Kirby follows it out wide, and obviously it's for a corner.
Played short, an hour played. Cuthbert again. It's very deep. Beaver-Jones was waiting, but it's nodded behind by Sam Kerr, and it will be a corner, and you can see Chelsea here looking to hurry.
Yeah, they slowed it down a little bit there, but you can just sense the urgency from Chelsea now. They're just trying to step up the tempo.
Baltimore will take this. It's an in-swinger. Germer flicks on, but it's rippling the side netting. Liverpool have been terrific in the second half, but it's almost as if somebody's flicked a switch. And Chelsea now are really coming out to play.
Yeah, I think the last touch there actually comes off Carpenter as she's tried to flick it round the corner as well. It's a correct decision from the referee to put out for a goal kick.
Lucy Bronze is warming up for Chelsea and will be on soon.
Yeah, well, you know what you're going to get from a player like Lucy Bronze when she does come on and she steps on the pitch, not only from herself, but she's going to demand that the standards increase from this Chelsea side all across the side. She's not one to kind of stand for a lack of effort as such, or any complacency. So it's whether she imparts that on the rest of the team as she does come on here.
Natalie Bjorn, the player who has gone off, so it looks as though Bronze will be going into the middle with Carpenter on her outside. Lucy Bronze, a title winner with Liverpool. And Liverpool were the best team in the country under the late Matt Beard. And She gets warm applause from the Liverpool supporters as well as the Chelsea ones when she comes onto the field. Gurma. Up towards Peng. Walsh. And Bronze. Good header forward by Clark. Chelsea now showing much more urgency. Charles. Baltimore, but she's offside.
I think Jenna Clark again sets the tempo there for me as she reads that long ball coming in. I think that's what Chelsea are trying to do, potentially catch them off guard and go long in behind, but she's reading everything. Such an experienced defender, and you can see she's imparting that onto the rest of her team as well.
Can Liverpool keep this up? Bronze with a header in field. Nagano stumbling in the challenge, and here is Beaver Jones with a chance beyond the goalkeeper, but the whistle goes and the flag's up.
It's a great bit of play from Chelsea as they but you can see, yes, she's very much offside, isn't she, Aggie Beaver Jones? Off the shoulder of Jenna Clark, but Jenna Clark doing well, using her experience as a defender to keep the line.
Well, it was a tight call in Chelsea's favour for their goal, but no doubt about that one. Gurma. Here the Chelsea fans on the far side beginning to try and turn up the volume. Beaver Jones again showing her pace, clips it over Kirby, and just wide. And Chelsea go close once again.
That's a huge opportunity for Chelsea again, like we said, trying to catch Liverpool off in behind. For me, goalkeeper leaves it too late to come out. I think they've got lucky there, Liverpool, with that one, that it's not ended up in the back of the net.
Well, at that point, I think Beaver Jones was convinced it was going in, but it just drifted away at the last moment. Capox. Evans. Into the head of Charles, and here is Baltimore. Baltimore doing well, and Beaver Jones in space once again, but again she's offside.
Liverpool are doing really well to hold that line. They know what Beaver Jones is going to do. They know, you can see where she's pointing. She wants it in behind. And Evans and Clark again doing really well with the line. She is offside again. They will have to stay switched on, Liverpool, though, because Chelsea are just gradually increasing the tempo, increasing the urgency, causing them problems and increasing the pressure on Liverpool.
Kirby's clearance, Capox challenging, but here is Cuthbert. Bronze urging Carpenter to get forward. Walsh. Now Gurma. Baltimore. There is a real intensity about this game now. It means so much to both teams, of course, for very different reasons. Beaver Jones. Now Charles, and it's claimed well by Kirby.
Good from Kirby in the Liverpool goal. She does really well to read that. She anticipated that ball's going to come in from Niamh Charles.
Chelsea with 9 attempts on goal now, 1 on target. Baltimore. It's broken up well by Nagano. Evans. Woodham has got support from Enderby. But she's out-muscled there by Carpenter, but then Wooden with the challenge on the Australian.
She didn't quite manage to win a foul that time, Enderby, did she? You could see what she was trying to do.
At the midpoint of the second half, and Sonia Bonpastor seeing her team really having to dig deep here to try and win a game against a side without a victory this season. It says so much about how the Women's Super League is developing. Baltimore with the cross. And Clark was on the end of it. Now Germer. Walsh. Baltimore. Cuthbert. Beaver-Jones. Cuthbert. Bronze is forward here. Thompson. Liverpool standing firm and forcing Chelsea back here.
Yeah, they're doing well. You can see Mia Enderby's always got one eye on Ellie Carpenter. She knows that she wants to try and get it in behind. On this occasion she has, but then it's Lily Woodham who can get close to keep the pressure on.
Carpenter and the scoop. Won't find Thompson as Chelsea try and force it.
They're trying to find the spaces, Chelsea, what they're usually so good at finding, but Liverpool are doing really well to condense the space. As I say, Enderby and Woodham working really hard on that left-hand side to ensure that the overlap is really difficult for them to do, because obviously we know Chelsea like to do that, especially overlap, underlap with Carpenter and Thompson.
Clark. Liverpool were looking for the free kick there, but Kerry Holland, the player who went down. Now Germer. You can see Liverpool now dropping into that 4-4-2. Just trying to plug all the holes in front of the back four. Cuthbert, and now they really are setting Chelsea the challenge of saying break us down.
Yeah, they are. I think you can see Aggie Beaver-Jones, when she's looking to receive the ball, she's always looking to play off the back shoulder of Gemma Evans and Jenna Clark. Again, we see it here.
And Beaver-Jones this time beaten to it by Kirby. As we tick into the final 20 minutes. And Chelsea heading for the unbeaten record, but not in the way they would want to. But we're seeing signs here that Liverpool probably aren't as bad as their league position suggests.
No, and I spoke about it before when they played Brighton last week, that they actually had a very good performance, as they had opportunities to win that game, and they didn't. And this is where they concede late on in games, and we see someone like here in the picture, obviously Lauren James looking to come on. That's where they're going to have to stay really switched on, because that pressure again is going to keep increasing on them.
Capox, Lauren James will be on soon. Liverpool wanted the free kick there as Woodham went down. In the end it was played out, but it will be a Chelsea throw-in. And Duckworth will just delay the game to check on Lily Woodham. Here is the change, and it's Niamh Charles going off. And Lauren James coming on, her first game in the Women's Super League since March.
I think those substitutions that we're seeing from Chelsea in terms of Bronze, Germer, Baltimore, James, Beaver-Jones coming on, it's a massive compliment to Liverpool.
Thompson with the cross, deflected behind, it's a corner. But what is the formation now?
We're obviously setting up for a corner, but I think when you can see the piece of papers come on that things are changing, and as you say, if you bring on a player like Lauren James, you want to attack, and it's whether she comes into a wide area or whether she goes into those central areas, which she actually can be so effective from.
It's being passed around, and then Naomi Germer making sure Liverpool don't get the plan. The corner kick cleared away well by Fisk. James. Now Thompson. James. It's guided away by Kerr. Sonia Bonpastor having to go deep into her bench here. Bronze, Baltimore, James and Beever-Jones all on the field along with Germer. It's not a bad five-a-side team. Don't really need a goalkeeper.
It's not bad at all, is it? They've got so many fantastic players in their locker, and if we talk about a player like Lauren James, she's obviously very direct. She's both-footed. She can score long-distance goals, or she'll get herself in the box for, you know, tap-ins in and around the 6-yard box. It's that one bit of magic and that creative spark that she's got, and you know, we haven't seen that too much from her because she's been injured, but she's definitely got it.
Here she is now, looking to make that run in behind, and she's offside. It looks like Baltimore has dropped in as the left back to replace Niamh Charles. And obviously we've got Bronze in the middle with Germer and Carpenter on the far side, and then Cuthbert and Walsh in midfield, and everybody else up front.
Yeah, you can see how high obviously Lauren James and Beever-Jones are staying now on Clark and Evans as well, obviously adding to that pressure and occupying them a little bit more. They've actually not given them too much of a difficult task.
Kirby just about getting that ball away from Beever-Jones. Fisk. And the free kick for the shove by Baltimore on Holland. And Gareth Taylor has nothing like the resources available to Sonia Bonpastor on his bench.
He doesn't, and it's one of those moments, isn't it? The team's doing so well and they're working so hard. Do you change it to bring fresh legs in, or do you leave it because actually they're so organised and they're so set and controlled at the minute? But there will be some tired bodies and some tired minds out there from a Liverpool point of view. It's whether they can keep it up.
Flicked on by Olsen. And it's a goal kick in the end. 15 minutes to play. Liverpool have lost points late in games regularly this season. It has really cost them. But can they hold on here? Beever-Jones. Good tracking back though by Holland. And if they do, confirmation of a yellow card there for Grace Fisk. Gareth Taylor will be doing his former club, Manchester City, a massive favour. But here is Enderby. Carpenter, though, is able to intervene. Carpenter all the way back to Peng. And Peng carries the ball behind. And Chelsea have given up a very cheap corner there.
So cheap, and I'm not quite sure what Carpenter's doing on that right-hand side. She got a lot of time on the ball to recycle it and start again a lot earlier. And then again, it comes back to Peng and that uncertainty. You see, Carpenter is equal to Enderby in the race. She's got a lot of time. Can she play it back sooner and give her keeper more time? And then when she does play it back, she's under pressure and lack of composure, lack of minute experience from Peng, but real opportunity for Liverpool here.
Holland will take this. They've been under so much pressure in the second half, but Liverpool here with the corner kick. Holland's delivery into the near post, hooked away initially by Bronze, and then the header is won on the edge of the area, and Chelsea will try and break it. Captain with the second header away, and here is Baltimore. Sliding in was Kerr. Baltimore. Captain. Baltimore in behind Olsen, delivering the cross in. Beever-Jones took that down superbly. Carpenter, Beever-Jones, Walsh. Now Lauren James. Baltimore. And there's Kirby. And Liverpool survive again.
They do, and you've just got to look at the numbers inside Liverpool's penalty area when they are defending. They're outnumbering Chelsea massively, and you see they're just getting bodies in and around the ball as it's last-ditch defending at times for Liverpool, but they're managing to do it.
Clark. Onto the head of Germer, but there is Fisk. Nagano. Woodham, Enderby, coming in field beyond Carpenter. And then she runs into Bronze, and here is Cuthbert. Thompson. Woodham may have a problem here. Thompson firing the ball in, but it's overhit.
She drops earlier, Woodham, than the rest of the back line, and originally I thought you've dropped too deep too early as the ball comes over, but she does really well with her position and just does enough to slow the movement down of Alyssa Thompson and make it difficult for her.
Fisk will take the throw in, and the clock is ticking here. Baltimore wins it back. Now Capox. Baltimore again. Capox coming in with the challenge. James, Germer. Now Bronze. The blue shirts. Camped in the Liverpool half now, but it's given away. One back well by Nagano. Olsen is away down the right, and that's the ball to try and find her. Bronze, though, will be drawn out of the centre. Olsen. Fisk was forward. Here is Holland. Nagano. High to the far post. Carpenter, though, wins the header. Enderby was almost in behind her. Woodham shot! Just wide! And Liverpool nearly took the lead there.
It's a fantastic bit of play from Liverpool, and Nagano just trying to get the early switch across. And as it drops, you can see Woodham just unleashes a venomous shot, and it just drifts wide. It's so close. It looked like it might sneak in. It's beaten Peng. Liverpool really unlucky on that occasion.
Well, Chelsea with many more shots, but only one on target so far. And that was a long time ago. There we are. Shannon O'Brien has pulled a goal back for Leicester. They now trail at Brighton 2-1. And there is a problem here for Faye Kirby. And there'll just be a break in play. It's amazing how many goalkeepers get injured late in games. It
is, and then potentially get back up a couple of minutes later, not to be cynical, but hopefully she's not done anything too difficult. But again, it just kind of stops the play a little bit, allows them to collect themselves a little bit. Liverpool, they've just had a fantastic chance, and Chelsea are going to be obviously angry about that, come out straight to them and try and get a goal. So it just kind of slows Chelsea down a little bit and allows them to regroup.
Well, this is a situation that I think very few of us thought would be happening inside the final 10 minutes, and Chelsea are really having to work hard here to try and win this game. And it's credit to Gareth Taylor and Liverpool. They initially responded to falling behind, scored an excellent goal themselves, and they have restricted Chelsea to very few clear-cut opportunities. Plenty of pressure, plenty of ball, but how many saves has Faye Kirby actually had to make?
Exactly. They've not really made life difficult for Kirby. You know, crosses maybe coming into the box. You know, she's claimed them quite confidently. They've not really put her under pressure. And again, like you say, they've had one shot on target, Chelsea. So Liverpool have done really, really well. I've been impressed with them organisationally across the pitch. In defensive areas, not just the back line, but just the way they have defended, and they've been really aggressive in their press. And when they have got the ball, they have looked to recycle, retain possession, and actually go at this Chelsea side at times.
Well, Chelsea taking the opportunity to maybe straighten one or two things out themselves. Play will resume with the throw-in. Faye Kirby fairness to her, was just hobbling around for a moment.
The grimace on the face looks like she actually is in a little bit of discomfort.
Now Bronze. Enderby. Olsen. Clipped forward by Captain. And it's cleared away by Evans. Now Bronze. Baltimore, and you can hear Gareth Taylor bellowing out instructions. Baltimore.
That work right there from Kerry Holland is excellent for me, just to force Baltimore back.
Fisk. And now Nagano. We'll just send it long as we approach the final 6 minutes. Bronze. Thompson. Woodham again is trying to show her the outside and then makes an excellent challenge.
Really fantastic defending there from Lily Woodham for me. She just stands up Alyssa Thompson, doesn't really have anyone to help her and support her from her team, and she does really, really well with the 1v1 battle.
Thompson again, onside. Thompson had the crossing opportunity, but instead delays. Bronze. And the foul on Olsen, and it will be a free kick, and again it just gives Liverpool the opportunity to reset.
A little bit of breathing time for them, but they are going to have to stay really alert and really switched on as the game draws to a close. As you say, they conceded late last week, really late on. You can see Jenna Clark encouraging her team, trying to keep that concentration, that momentum, and that's sometimes what you have to do as a central defender, because you can see the whole picture, you can see the pitch, and you can organise your team from behind.
Liverpool have lost 4 points this season in the final 5 minutes of games, and that's where we are now. And when you've only got a single point, that is very damaging. But here is Baltimore. Baltimore beyond Holland, fires it in low, but Nagano was able to clear. And it's Peng up to the halfway line, the goalkeeper. Bronze. Carpenter. Now Thompson. Woodham again shows her the route inside. And it was fairly congested. Germer. Chelsea could be dropping points for the 3rd time this season. Carpenter. And Beaver Jones won't get that. And if it stays like this, they will have drawn 3 games, having taken the lead in every one of them.
Yeah, and again, like we said, they just didn't kick on after that first goal after 9 minutes in the first half, and you know, the play slowed down for them. They've made so many changes in the second half, and the intensity has stepped up, but so far Liverpool have been equal to them and matched them across the pitch.
Fisk with the header forward. Bronze stepping in. Cuthbert. Thompson in space. And Cuthbert will try and find her. And the early ball in, cleared away by Evans. Now Walsh. Carpenter. Works the 1-2. And Carpenter popping up inside the area. Walsh. And it's cleared away again by Nagano, who was mopped up so much in front of that Liverpool defence. 2.5 minutes to play. Carpenter. Fisk with the header away. Bronze. With Chelsea to win this, it will be dramatic now. Baltimore. And that's really good play by Kerry Holland to get goal side and win the free kick.
Yeah, a really good play from the Welsh international there. She does so well just to get a body in front of Baltimore and then force the free kick. But, you know, you were talking about Nagano a second ago, and I think she has been fantastic. We spoke about Kira Walsh in the first half and what she can do for that Chelsea side, just sitting in front of the back line. But actually on the Liverpool side, Nagano's done it so well, and she's just afforded them that little bit of protection and then that composure on the ball when she has got it.
Everton have a goal back. They trail at West Ham 3-1. West Ham heading for their first win of the season as Kirby clears away. Liverpool would still be waiting, but if they hold on here, it is certainly a point gained. Bronze. Thompson unable to keep the ball in play. We are ticking towards the 90th minute. Liverpool just trying to take as much time out of the game as they can. Carpenter. Germer. Now Bronze. Woodham able to clear. Oh, there's a slip there by Germer. But Peng was already heading off her line. Now Germer again.
Yeah, she gets away with that one, Germer, doesn't she? The slip at the back, as Capox isn't quite close enough to her, but if she was close enough there, you wonder what could have been there for Liverpool.
Captain. And now Thompson. Carpenter in support. In the end, Enderby ushering her outside the area. Walsh. Carpenter. Thompson. Nobody made the run, and Woodham will clear, and the final touch was off Carpenter. And we tick into added time, and there will be a minimum of 4 more minutes.
They almost wait too long, Chelsea, to get that ball into the box. They obviously want to get crosses in, but there was an opportunity there to get the cross in to Beaver Jones because she just got in the right area, but Thompson takes, again, 1 too many touches, and then Liverpool are set in their back line and in the box, and again, they can keep the spaces tight and condense them.
If it stays like this, Manchester City will be 3 points clear. Cuthbert. Now Germer. Almost given away, and Holland has won it back here from Baltimore. Capox in support. Olsen also getting forward. Can Liverpool snatch it here? Holland still going. She strikes it, and it's blocked by a sliding Cuthbert, who may have hurt herself as well. Fisk will be asked to chase that, and Germer will get there first. But it's a Liverpool throw-in, deep inside Chelsea territory.
Yeah, Liverpool, real opportunity there from Kerry Holland as she was driving. Won the ball cleanly off Baltimore, but just felt like she could have switched it across earlier over to Olsen, but the pass didn't quite open up for her.
Fisk with the throw-in. Holland unable to keep the ball in play. Liverpool not making the most of that. And it's a goal kick.
Yeah, they're the moments for Liverpool, really. You really want to try and keep hold of the ball as it closes down to those final minutes.
Marissa Olaslagers has put Brighton 3-1 up against Leicester. 2 minutes of added time left here. Chelsea on the brink of dropping more points. Bronze. Thompson. Now Walsh. Germer. Cuthbert. Liverpool have everybody back. Bronze. Now Carpenter. She's away from the challenge initially. The low cross in though, cut out at the near post by Kerr. Headed away by Endovitz, a Chelsea throw-in. 90 seconds of added time to play. Bronze. Thompson. Now Carpenter. Carpenter could be around the back, but Nagano gets there first. And that's brilliant defending. It's a goal kick.
Really, really brilliant defending there from Nagano. Very clever from here. Just to win a team a goal kick and push it into that final minute now.
Less than a minute of added time to play. This would be the shock of the season so far. Liverpool without a victory, about to hold Chelsea. But there's still time. Chelsea always seem to find time to win games. Germer. But we are in final chance territory now. Germer again. Back towards Peng. Bronze. Has to go long, looking for Beaver Jones. Headed away by Clark. Then Nagano is there. Germer. Chelsea have got to get the ball forward. Bronze. Cleared away by Nagano. Bronze. And that is it. It's a new record for Chelsea. 34 games unbeaten in the Women's Super League. But they've done it not in the manner they would have wanted to. They have dropped more points in the title race. Gareth Taylor's Liverpool were superb. They still await their first victory, but this undoubtedly is a point gained for them. And the big winners following this game are Manchester City. They are 3 points clear at the top. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Well, Fern Whelan, what a story.
What a fantastic story that is, especially for this Liverpool side, coming into this game low on confidence, still not a win under their belt, conceding so late on last week. You know, heads could have been dropped, but for me, you can see just how hard they've worked on the training pitch this week in terms of how organised they were going to be defensively, and they didn't stray away from that for 1 minute. You know, players like Lily Woodham I thought were fantastic, Jenna Clark, Nagano, it was a real team performance. And then, you know, Olsen taking the goal and taking a moment when it came. And they limited Chelsea to 1 shot on target. And, you know, that's no easy feat for a team to do. So for me, you know, I thought Liverpool were fantastic today, and Chelsea definitely off their game, especially within that first half. Didn't do enough for me.
Well, Liverpool very happy with their point. Less so Chelsea, but real togetherness from Gareth Taylor's team today, epitomised by that post-match huddle. 1-11. They were superb, but for Sonia Bonpastor and Chelsea, there is work to do. Barcelona coming up in midweek, but now they've allowed Manchester City to open a gap in the title race. And as we can see, Chelsea had 1 shot on target. That was in the 9th minute from Alicia Thompson, a brilliant goal. But they failed to work Faye Kirby apart from that. Liverpool defended superbly. Look at the number of tackles won and headed clearances. And Chelsea on the day, not good enough to win the game. And here are the highlights of one of the stories of the season so far. Chelsea starting on the front foot. Alicia Thompson, of course, was central to that. And that was her goal.
What a fantastic goal it was to start Chelsea off into this game so well after 9 minutes. Opens up out on this left-hand side. Liverpool drawn to the ball. Ball comes out over to Thompson. She has a look up, thinks about the cross, changes her mind, gets inside. fantastic strike to beat Kirby in the Liverpool goal, and Chelsea started off the game so well.
Thompson scoring in back-to-back games in the Women's Super League, but they didn't build on it, and Liverpool were level just after the half hour. Lily Woodham here with a great ball through to Petter Olsen, and she was on her way. Too quick for Millie Bright, and she made it 1-1.
Yeah, as you say, far too quick for Millie Bright. It started off Liverpool so well in their own half, defending so well like they did all game, but it was Lily Woodham who does really well here, just to set Olsen on her way. And then she puts the burners on, she goes direct at goal. Bright can't get anywhere near her. She opens up a hit right at the last minute. And it's a fantastic finish from Olsen. You can just see the pace she's got and the confidence she has just to put it so comfortably in the bottom corner.
And Chelsea did have more opportunities in the first half. Katerina Macario here after Liverpool made heavy weather of the clearance. Right in Cannery's shot, deflecting off Jenna Clark, and Macario under pressure from Nagano put it wide.
Yeah, Nagano does really well just to keep the pressure on Macario, but for a player like Macario, you think inside the box, so close to goal, when she gets that touch out of her feet, can she steer it goalwards, and she can't make the keeper work.
Into the second half, Erin Cuthbert with an effort here which took a deflection and bobbled just wide. But we were already seeing by this stage Chelsea pouring forward, but Liverpool defending brilliantly.
Yeah, at this point Liverpool were just putting their body on the line. Again, you can see Chelsea trying to hit Liverpool on the break and in behind, and can't manage to steer it into the goal. I think Liverpool do so well defensively. I think Beaver Jones thought she'd beaten the keeper, but again it just falls wide of the post, and Liverpool breathed a sigh of relief.
But in amongst all the Chelsea pressure, Liverpool had the opportunity to win the game as well. Lily Woodham here with a snapshot. Olivia Payne was scrambling.
Yeah, right at the last you just thought Liverpool might snatch it. It's Lily Woodham takes a strike at goal, Peng nowhere near it, but they can't make it to get the second goal, and it finished 1-1.
So Sonia Bonpastor, well, the look on her face really says it all, but Gareth Taylor and his team deserve the acclaim. And Chelsea threw everything at them in the second half. Look at the players who came off the bench. Lucy Bronze there, Sandy Baltimore, Naomi Girma, Lauren James and Aggie Beaver-Jones. They went deep into their squad and they still couldn't find the winning goal.
No, they couldn't. They found it really difficult. They sat James and Beaver-Jones, sat on Clark and Evans, but didn't create enough space for themselves to go forward and to really challenge the Liverpool defence all across the pitch. I thought Liverpool were fantastic today. I thought they defended really well, and just when you thought Chelsea might creep into it, right into those final minutes, Liverpool managed to stay alert and stay switched on, and it's a real credit to them that they've managed to do that today.
Now let's hear now from our player of the match.
Piotr, just your initial thoughts on an amazing performance from your side today.
No, I agree. I think we did an amazing performance, and I'm so proud of the team. We really thought all the way through, and we stick to the game plan.
Playing like a team that shouldn't be at the bottom of the league, how does that make you guys feel in the post-match huddle there? Was Gareth saying similar?
Yeah, absolutely. He said that we deserve this point, and we all know that, and this is what we've been fighting for. I feel like we've been robbed a few times before and maybe let things happen a bit too easy, so this performance today really shows where we want to be and what we can achieve.
And for you personally, that's 3 goals in 3 games. You must be delighted.
Yeah, really happy.
And Gareth, what was he saying building into the next game? That's 2 huge points now you've got in this league. Can you really kick on from here?
Absolutely. I feel like we know what we're building on, and we want to achieve a bit more in the offense, I think. But we have had some issues defensively, and now I feel like this game really showed that we can stick together and not let anything through.
And just finally, it's character from the team. You came from behind to draw that game.
Yeah, real character, I feel like. We're good at that, and we showed in training. Now we started showing more in games, which is really nice.
Piotr, congratulations, you are the Barclays player of the match.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Well, she deserved it for the goal she scored. And what a story. Liverpool holding the champions Chelsea. They break the record, 34 games unbeaten, but they've lost ground behind Manchester City in the title race. Here are the scores elsewhere so far today in the Women's Super League after City won the derby yesterday. London City Lionesses, 5 wins in 7 games, 3-1 at Aston Villa. Sakai Kumagai with 2 of the goals. Brighton also going big. They lead Leicester 4-1 late in the game. And West Ham United, with their first win of the season, they have beaten Everton by 3-1, and they are off the bottom. And the North London derby is coming up later on today. So here is the table. Both Manchester City and Chelsea have played 9 games, and the gap is now 3 points between them. Manchester United a further 4 points back. Arsenal and Tottenham, one of them could go above them with a victory today in the North London derby. London City Lionesses also on to 15 points as well. Liverpool dropped to the bottom of the table after West Ham's win over Everton, but things really closing up at the bottom. And although Liverpool have dropped a place, this is very much a point gained. And let's hear now from Chelsea's goal scorer today, Alicia Thompson.
Yes, I imagine the team are frustrated after that performance today.
Yeah, it was definitely a frustrating result. I feel like we were doing a lot towards the end, trying to get our chances in, but in the end we couldn't really get anything off, so we're definitely frustrated with that.
Just the one shot on target, which was your goal. Congratulations to you, but where do you think it went wrong today for the team?
Honestly, not sure. I feel like we just need to be a little more connected on the field, defensively and offensively. I think you saw that a little towards the end. We were able to keep it a little more. But yeah, we need to do that throughout the game. And even though we scored early, I feel like we're still trying to get our footing in the beginning. So making sure to start fast and understand everything right when we get on the field.
Where does this, I know there's still plenty of the season left, but where does this leave you in the title chase?
Yeah, I feel like as a team, we know we're good. We have a lot of quality. I don't think we're too worried about it. As a team, we know what we have, and I think if we continue to keep playing well and doing the right things, making the right passes, the small details, I think we'll be okay.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
So disappointment clearly there for Alicia Thompson and Chelsea. They drop points, they make a new record, but they lose ground in the title race here today, drawing 1-1 with Liverpool. Hope you enjoyed the game. From Fern Whelan and myself, Nigel Adderley, enjoy the rest of your Sunday as well.